Hello, welcome to our course, Excel for Customer Service Professionals. My name's Harold Graycar, and I'm going to be taking you through this course. The course is specifically designed for professionals in a customer service or a call centre environment, and this includes most classes of people who work in there: frontline staff, supervisors, managers, team leaders, and resource planners. When you're looking at this course, you might need to ask, well, why should you develop your skills? Because this course develops both numerate and presentation skills. And I'd like to introduce you to a little piece of work we've done on plotting where people's skills can take them. Entry level into a business, you generally have lower numerate skills and lower presentation skills. And you can see that if you improve your presentation skills, you can move in one area. If you improve your numerate skills, you can move in another area. What this course does, it works on both the numerate and the presentation skill sets, and it will help you move up the food chain in the business and go from entry level through to senior business roles and to the top level of functional management. And of course, that last quadrant contains CEOs, general managers, and CFOs. So if you're looking in moving up in customer service, this course should be interesting for you. The specific skills, it will help you improve the time it takes for you to collect and analyse data. It will help you do the things that you need to support your customer service role, such as preparing forecasts. It will help you generate clear, meaningful charts and reports. And if you need to do any or all of those things, this course is for you. It's focused on understanding and managing the numbers that drive organisations, and this is a practical course, and it's all about turning the numbers in your organisation and the numbers that you get in customer service into better business decisions. So the work that we're going to be doing is showing you how you start with numbers, and we'll talk about what they could be, turn the numbers into meaningful business information, and from those, develop better business decisions. The course materials, which you get in the package, in this course package, are the ebook, and every section of the course has a chapter of the ebook associated with it, and naturally, a set of the companion Excel models. And these are models that contain practical examples for the things that you'll be learning in the course, and the models are set up such that they demonstrate principles, they let you do exercises, and they provide the basis for you using the models in your own workplace. The course follows a structured method, and this is based on a learning method that we've worked through for over 10 years. And the method is basically this. In turning numbers into better business decisions, first up, we need to collect the data. Then we need to group and manage the data. We need to analyse the data. We then need to forecast generally to look outside the data. We need to check the validity of what we've done against reality and against the business case. But most importantly, we need to communicate. And everyone's probably familiar with people who are very good at pushing numbers around, but they can't communicate the results to their bosses, to their colleagues, to their customers. So our course follows this structure. We learn about collecting data. We learn about grouping and managing data. We learn about analysing, which is looking inside data. We learn about forecasting, which is looking outside data. We learn about checking. But most of all, and that's why it's in bold here, we learn about how to communicate. When we do that, we start, as we said before, with a bucket of numbers, business data. We go through the processing of it, and we end up with better business decisions based on the data. So this is the structured method in our course, and you can check this out in the handout and you can follow this structure. The course itself follows 10 main topics, and I'll just very quickly introduce each of the main topics here, going through learning how to present numbers, going through some key Excel skills, all the way through some optimizing tools, and you can do some very sophisticated calculations using Excel. The good part about this is that everything in here is supported in detail by the ebook, and there's one section of those per chapter, and there will also be the support of the models that you get, the 36 models that come along with the course. Just briefly going through the main topics, presenting the numbers teaches you how to understand your audience and the types of data that you need to present to them and how to do it. There are a whole range of different ways of presenting data in numbers and graphs and cutesy little icons, and we will learn the best ones and the most effective ones that work. We then go through some key Excel workbook skills, and these are a set of 10 hands-on skills that you need to know. The course is not for beginners in Excel. It's for people who've had a little bit of experience and who know their way around Excel, but these are some things that I'm pretty sure will save you time and really increase your ability to work with numbers and your confidence. We then move on to importing and exporting data. A lot of people in this industry find it difficult to collect data, and we're talking about collecting data from systems such as CRM or customer relationship management systems, call center systems, workforce planning, time and attendance things, queuing systems, help desks, and all the things that confront customer service workers. And we talk about exporting it too, in other words, getting it out of Excel into some other systems. We then learn about smart text and tables, and these are better ways of representing numbers than in just your classic list of numbers or your classic charts. And we'll get some templates on this so that you can produce some smart text and tables very quickly and easily. We then move on to numbers and data relationships, and that's a whole set of tools to teach you what works and what doesn't work. In other words, what's a good representation and a clear representation and what's not. We move on to essential charts, and these are the tools you need to produce charts that are useful for everyday work. We learn how to do dynamic charts, and we learn how to reuse charts, because I know a lot of people who work in the customer service industry spend a lot of their time trying to collect and chart data, and it's very time inefficient when you need to redo it all the time. We move on then about grouping data and taking a look at some patterns in data, and for this we use what's called a pivot table. For those who know about pivot tables in Excel, I think we'll have some new opportunities to learn, and for those who don't, we introduce pivot tables from the beginning and show you some very quick ways of grouping and analysing data. Then we move along to some of the more analytic sections of the course. We talk about queuing. Now, queuing is a very important thing in customer service, whether that's queuing up for a ticket at an office, queuing at an ATM to get some cash out, queuing in a call centre, or queuing for email response. And we learn some analytic techniques for how to analyse queues, and also we're providing some queue models so that you can work with queues to see how most efficiently to serve people. Trend analysis and forecasting is all about looking into the future, and this is about using Excel tools to get averages, moving averages, and once we have collected some data, making forecasts into the future. So if your customer service centre has worked on a particular amount of data over the last year, how would you forecast it forward? We'll learn some very useful and easy techniques for that. The last part is a little more advanced. It's about optimizing customer service. And we're going to use a tool in Excel called Solver. Don't worry if you haven't met it before, we'll learn about how to use it hands-on, and we have some models that you can straight away use. And Solver is all about optimizing decisions. In other words, making the best decision where you want to, say, maximize the amount of profit you make, minimize the amount of staff you want to use, or have the most efficient service times. And we've got some templates that we'll work through with that. So it's a range of techniques. It all builds on some simple work. And of course, you'll have the book and you'll have the models that you can work through. And you can see that it's a 10 steps up, at the end of which you'll really have developed your skills. The course outcomes, well, you're asking what we talked about, turning numbers into better business decisions. If you can effectively analyse, model, and especially communicate your customer service information, these are the outcomes that you'll get. First up, a clearer understanding of the data driving your business. Secondly, you'll be able to make the most use out of your current desktop systems and tools. You don't need a supercomputer to do all the things that we're going to look at. Any desktop will do. Thirdly, you'll spend less time handling data. You'll learn some efficiency and you'll learn to be confident in your work so that you don't have to redo it. You'll also learn to impress your stakeholders and clients. And this isn't trivial because everyone in business is in the impressions business. You need to work with your customers, you need to work with your peers, you need to work with your bosses, you need to work with your colleagues outside. And everyone needs to make a good impression. If you're really good at doing your work using these techniques, you certainly will impress them. And finally, of course, you'll learn how to make better business decisions based on the numbers. So this is the course. As we said, 10 main key areas. The course starts at the first one, presenting the numbers, and I hope you'll enjoy it. The course starts right here.